This time, Islamic Secret will tell the story of a Jewish child who converted to Islam and succeeded in converting millions of people in various countries. Somewhere in France, there was a 50-year-old Turkish national named Ibrahim. He was an old man who sold food in a food shop. The shop is located in an apartment where one of the residents is a Jewish family who has a child named Jad, who is 7 years old. Jad, the Jewish child, almost every day goes to the shop where Ibrahim works to buy household necessities. Every time he wants to leave the shop, he thinks Ibrahim is careless. Jad always takes a piece of Ibrahim's chocolate without his permission. One day after shopping, Jad forgot to take a piece of chocolate when he was going out. Then suddenly, Ibrahim called him and told him that he had forgotten to take a piece of chocolate, as was his habit. Jad was shocked because he thought that Ibrahim didn't know what he was doing all this time. He immediately apologized and was afraid that Ibrahim would report his actions to his parents. Ibrahim answered, "It's okay. The important thing is that you promise not to take anything without permission, and every time you want to leave here, take a piece of chocolate. It's yours." Jad agreed with joy. Time passed, years changed, and Muslim Ibrahim has now become like a father and close friend to Jad, the Jewish child. It has become Jad's habit that when he faces a problem, he always comes and consults with Ibrahim. And every time Jad finished telling a story, Ibrahim always took a book from the drawer, gave it to Jad, and then told him to open it at random. After Jad opened it, Ibrahim read 2 pages from it, closed it, and started giving advice and solutions to Jad's problems. Several years passed, and that was how Jad spent his days with Ibrahim, an old and uneducated Turkish Muslim. 14 years have passed. Now Jad has become a dashing young man and is 24 years old, while Ibrahim was 67 years old at that time. Ibrahim finally died, but before he died he had kept a box which he entrusted to his children, where in the box he put a book which he always read every time Jad consulted him. Ibrahim made a will that his children would give the book as a gift to Jad, a young Jewish man. Jad only found out about Ibrahim's death when his son submitted a will to give him a box. Jad felt shaken and very saddened by the news, because Ibrahim was the one who had provided solutions to all these problems, and Ibrahim was his only true friend. As the days passed, every time he was troubled by problems, Jad always thought of Ibrahim. Now he only leaves a box, the box that he always opened. Inside was a book that Ibrahim used to read every time he came to him. Jad then tried to open the pages of the book, but the book contained Arabic writing, and he couldn't read it. Then he went to one of his Tunisian friends and asked him to read 2 pages from the book, just like Ibrahim's previous habit of always asking him to open the pages of the book at random when he came for a consultation. The Tunisian friend then read and explained the meaning of the 2 sheets he had shown. And it turns out, what his friend read hit exactly the problem that Jad was experiencing at that time. Then Jad told him about the problem that was happening to him. Then his Tunisian friend gave him a solution according to what he had read in the book. Jad was shocked, then full of curiosity asked, "What book is this?" He answered, "This is the Quran, the holy book of Muslims." Jad was a little in disbelief, and at the same time amazed. Jad then asked again, "How do you become a Muslim?" His friend answered, "Pray the Shahada and follow the Sharia." After that, and without any hesitation, Jad then said the creed. He now embraced Islam. Now that Jad has become a Muslim, he changed his name to Jadullah al-Qur'ani as a feeling of respect for the book of the Quran, which is so special and able to answer all his life's problems so far. And from that moment, he decided that he would spend the rest of his life serving to spread the teachings of the Quran. Jadullah began studying the Quran and understanding its contents, followed by preaching in Europe, until he succeeded in converting 6,000 Jews and Christians. One day, Jadullah opened the pages of the Quran, a gift from Ibrahim. Suddenly, he found a sheet with a world map on it. When his eyes fell on the picture of the African continent, Abraham's signature appeared on it, and below the signature was written the verse, "Call, people, to the path of your Lord with wisdom and good lessons." 125. He was convinced that this was Abraham's will, and he decided to carry it out. Sometime later, Jadullah left Europe and went to preach to African countries, including Kenya, southern Sudan, where the majority of the population is Christian, Uganda, and surrounding countries. Jadullah succeeded in converting more than 6 million people from the Zolo tribe. This is just one tribe, not the other tribes. Jadullah al-Qurani, a true Muslim, a true preacher, spent the 30 years since his conversion to Islam preaching in arid African countries and succeeded in converting millions of people to Islam. Jadullah died in 2003 after being ill. At that time, he was 45 years old. He died during his preaching period.